Welcome back, everybody. This is Dren608 with Turn 5 of the Civil War by Victory Games, designed by Eric Lee Smith. Warning, this game is no longer in print. The WGA has made an updated version of the rules, clarifying many things, adding a few different rules like on leader promotions, having to have a certain number of leaders to make your armies be able to attack. So many leaders have to lead so many strength points and things of that nature. I do note them in the comments on the video. And with that, we're just going to go ahead and get started here. I've had some trouble getting things to load. That's why you see a bunch of tags here for me in the video comments up here. I'm going to move that up a bit so that we don't see so much. See a little bit more of the map. And let's get started. So I think we're going to start with the reveal. We had a slightly different of opinion here. The West went primary in the West, or the Union went in the West, and the Confederates went in the East. I rolled an 8 for the Union, so you see me add their command points here. And then they add the command points for the Confederates. There are no raiders. I already had done the blockade. I fix it's a mistake I made last turn when Granite invaded Tennessee. I was supposed to get a Tennessee militia. I put the militia in Alabama, which I can't do. So I believe I just moved it back up to Nashville. And then just noting that whenever I'm doing die differentials, the Union always gets rolled first, then the CSA. So it's a 7 in favor of the Confederates. I took a leader in Memphis. And then I realized I hadn't done my theater allocations, so I fixed that. And it looks like I took some strength points here. I did something in the East. I better take this down. I'm not sure exactly what I did here. I took a leader in the East. And ran him down to North Carolina. And the one that was in Richmond, I ran also down to North Carolina. So because there's so many troops here with a leader, I wanted to have some people that could possibly deal with that. And then it looks like I did something in the West here. What did I do in the West? Oh, I moved S. Johnston, I think. Into Nashville. I had tried to intercept with Rosecrans and failed. Couldn't get across the river. And he stopped in Nashville because why not? I built the Army of the Tennessee. Put all the strength points in there. Under Grant. And then I spent 2 more command points here in the East. And I went and I basically retook all the railroads, and by doing it that way, the leader in Paducah cannot retreat. And I went overran it because he's so low. It's only 1 point. Van Dorn was okay, but he goes on the turn for next turn. And I take Paducah. Then I used a discretionary with 2 other west to move Rosecrans to take the ironworks. Came across the river and then marched on Nashville, I think. And Army of Tennessee reacted, and because they have forest, only a 1 would have failed, because natural 1s always fail. So he made it, and he went ahead and moved in there. Basically, everybody wants to get picked up my strength points from Nashville to get myself up to full. And then I went in to the Hex. Rosecrans attacks. CSA has +6 for the leaders, Union has +0. And did my army calculations. This is where the new rules kind of come in. I have five one-star generals in Rosecrans army. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's only 10 guys, and then Rosecrans gets to command another one. So it's 11, but it's 15 on the Army of Tennessee. So shift 1 to the left for the woods, put me down to like column B, which is just terrible. And then I rolled as badly as I could for the USA. And Rosecrans, basically, he can't get any better than a D3. So took my damage on the Army of Cumberland and my desperation morale, and then demoralized result. And then I had to start rolling for leaders. And Steele became wounded, I believe. Sherman can be promoted. Curtis can be promoted, and Blunt survives but can't. He doesn't have a promotion counter. CSA, it's unfortunate that I had to roll for the CSA because almost all their guys, their promotion counters are already in there. So Johnston was okay. Beauregard was too. And then Forrest got to be promoted. All the other guys were okay, but their 2-star promotions were already out there from the time when I attacked Grant. And then we got a 3-point differential. Oh, I added the Virginia. I had forgotten that I had gotten this earlier, and so I put it here so that I remember that I can actually build it with discretionary points if I so desire. Straightening up my things there. I took a free army into the army where Grant is. And then I think I am over here. I'm going to have to get rid of this. I believe I started to move McDowell in the Army of the Potomac. Came around here, and I was just trying to get an attack where I could, all of our leaders could get promoted. And Lee failed with a 1. So then I had to go do my counting here with all my leaders. So when I was counting for overrun, 2 2-stars and 1 3-star makes 18. They each get 6. 2 for a 1-star made 20, and 1 for the cavalry made 21. So it was like, and the army commander had 1 more that he could command. So 22 to 2 is like 11 to 1. So changed the control of the railroad, overran that thing, and whoopee, I got a victory point, but didn't get a chance to go after Bobby. Now Bobby's looking at this and goes, if he tries to attack in there, he's just going to fail miserably. So he decides to be a gambler and go after Washington. So he leaves 1 strength point behind because he's going to need it for future supply. Again, if you look at the command points here, put this over here. In the east, he doesn't have any more command points. I will still have enough to do something with Bobby again. Or if somehow I get demoralized on attacking Washington, I could bring him right back up. Which is why I did this, hoping to get the 2-point victory points for the and then according to this, I had 4 1-star generals, so that was 8 strength points. Let's see if I can show you these generals. This might be useful to point this out. So 1, 2, 3, 4 1-star generals is 8. Then I had a 3-star general, which gave me 6 more, so that's 14. 1 from the cavalry leader, because he's only a 1-star as well. Where is he? He's a 1-star, so that's 8, 14, 15. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leaders, so Lee can't command anymore. So it's 15 against 7, shifted down 2 columns for the fortress, and 3 rerolls for the CSA. So they rolled a 4 plus 6, so they got a 10. D3, they don't need to reroll. And then the Union rolled a 4 as a D1, so they make them reroll. Rolled another 4, then another reroll, got a 3. Means there was one strength point with no DM. I could have tried to have them reroll to keep going, but if you look at the combat table, if I remember right, so a 2-1 shift down 2. It's possible if I can force him to roll a 1 or a 2, but I only have 1 more reroll, and if he rolls better, I would be demoralized. This is just a 1-point loss with the 3 with no demoralization. So I decided to take the strength point loss to do maximum damage to Washington with the hopes of being able to attack it again still this turn without any new commands. So that's why I stopped there. And then I believe I have to go do a whole bunch of rolls here. I'm in supply from the sea, that's why I don't have to retreat. Then I'm rolling for leaders, so that's Bobby Lee. Ewell goes in, but his promotion moniker actually makes him worse. Then I rolled a 10 for Bragg, a 10 for Wheeler, a 4 for Breckenridge, which actually kills him. So he goes joins Farragut in the dead pool. A 5 on Hardy. Hardy got wounded. And Longstreet is up for promotion. And 1 point left, I take a leader in the West, because I think they're all promotion counters at this point. Technically putting it in this army, but it's because I'm pretty sure that it was a command, DH Hill was a promotion counter, so. Now we go on to Pulse 3. And now it's +1 to the CSA. Bring this up again. I believe I'm taking a leader because it'll be another promotion, Pemberton. And discretionary. Oh, I used a discretionary command point. It doesn't look like I actually took it off. I must have not, I don't know what I did there. So it doesn't look like I moved the discretionary down 1. I might have messed up. Then the Union took a leader in Washington, hoping to get somebody to be able to undemoralize it. And then, of course, the Confederates won the differential. So we took another leader. Turns out to be a K. Smith's promotion. Come on, guys. Sorry, sometimes the replay button just gets stuck. I don't know why. And then Army of Tennessee. I thought about taking a point there. Instead, I put it in Missouri. Took a couple points there. And then I went over to the east, spent my last 2 to go get Bobby Lee to overruns in Baltimore. And unfortunately, I'm not putting down my rail control markers here like I should. So overran the guy in Baltimore. Came back and attacked into, demoralized force in Washington. I only get 14 points this time because a 3-star and 3 1-stars was 12. 13 from 1-star, and then Lee got to carry 1, so that was 14. But it was 14 to 3, so it was a 4 to 1, shift 1 to the right, and then 2 to the left, so its neck goes down to a 3 to 1 column. They're still +6. They rolled a 4, so they have a 10. In other words, another D3. I rolled a 1, so there's actually no effects. There's absolutely no reason to do rerolls. And we just lost a whole bunch of points. And then I go through rerolls, leader losses. Jackson's okay, but his promotion counter's already out there. And then the next 3 in the stack. Bragg actually got wounded. And Wheeler also got wounded. So I lost a whole bunch of leaders to wounds. And it's making my army very inefficient, so I'm probably going to have to withdraw out of here if I get the chance. The Union, Hancock survived and will get his promotion. I put 5 reinforcements in Washington with the die differential because I want to make sure it doesn't just fall. And we go on to the next pulse. And it's a 1-point differential for the Union. Put another strength point in Washington. 7's the magic number. It means you have to attack them 3 times to take it. Then I took a discretionary point, and I think I also put that in 53. What is that? 5503. I'm trying to find 5503. Oh, I put it up in Philadelphia. And the CSA take another leader. I knew it's Jackson, so I just go ahead and put him over there because I moved Jackson over there earlier. Then we rolled, again, a 1-point split. And basically filled up Philadelphia here, if you look. Jumped away. I put another one in Philadelphia, and I think I'm up to 8 in Washington now. Because I was worried I wouldn't be able to get him undemoralized. I still wanted to have 7 at the beginning of the next turn. Army of the Mississippi took a strength point, and we go on to the next pulse. And it was a 1-point split again. This time in favor. So they take a strength point. Army of Mississippi. And I think I took a point there, and then the Union took a strength point in Cairo. And then it was a 2-point split to the Union. And I think I took a Trans-Mississippi reinforcement as my freebie. Oh, and then I spent a Trans-Mississippi point. What was I doing? Oh, I moved Lion. I wanted to move Lion, and I was thinking. Oh no, I moved. I moved Lion into the Army of the Potomac, and then I moved McDowell over to Cairo, so I would have somebody that could actually move those troops if I needed him to be following along. Not sure exactly where he's going to go, but that was the idea. Now I think I'm trying to beef up my defenses around, and then moving. And we tied on a 3, so we got a bunch more commands. And then the Union won by 4. Took my free strength point in the west. Then I moved my commands. Oh, I believe I took the... Yeah, I took the Desperation Morale off of Rosie, didn't I? Oh no, I took it off of the guy in... Huh? This doesn't look right. I'm trying to figure out what I did here. I think I messed up on taking commands off. Oh, okay, I reset them. Then I thought I was going to move Lion and thought I'm going to do all these wonderful things when after I did that, I realized that I couldn't do that because I had to put everything back. You'll see me do here in just a second. Because I only had, having reorged there, I had 3 and I only had a die differential of 4, so I couldn't do anything. They took a free point in the west, then another at Cairo, and said I'm done. Reset thing. Now I thought about, do I stay or do I go back to Virginia? Lion can't move after I corrected my totals, so I decided that I would just stay there and try and attack with Price on this unknown leader. It turned out that the leader was Hooker, so I managed to get a D1 on Price and only a 1 on my Union, so Hooker was still in place. Price unfortunately got wounded, so off he goes to the board. And Hooker was fine. He got promoted. Then Twister, an 8-4. So I believe I took the desperation marker off the Army of the Cumberland there for 3. And it took another strength point in the west. CSA took some strength points in the west. And Polk moved up to Bowling Green. And then there was a huge +5 over here. I think I took all my CSC leaders or something here. That's what it looks like I'm doing. Getting leaders everywhere. Oh, I moved AP Hill over there so that he could... and I've been playing that if you use a leader to rally troops and he's face down, that you have to turn him face up to prove that he's a leader that can do that. He's not like some naval leader or something, or that he costs more than 2 points, like in this case. So that's just my own little house rule. I'm not sure if that's the actual rules, but it seems like if a leader's going to, if a guy moves cavalry, you got to show that he's a cavalry leader. If a guy moves, like I did, I moved AP Hill over to the Missouri and then rallied the troops. I should have to prove that he's only 2 points to rally the troops. So put a strength point in the Army of the Cumberland. I got a strength point into Louisville. And we went to down to a die differential of 1 again. I'm not sure what I did just here. Did I take a strength point? I think I took a strength point. And beefed up Savannah. Army of Cumberland took a strength point. The next pulse. So there was a 5-point differential. 6-point differential. Okay, and the rest of my strength point there, and then I took in my naval stuff that was coming in. Then I moved foot and a whole bunch of people down to attack Fort Pulaski. Two trans, which was 1, 2 strength points, 3, and this one was 4. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 5 to 3. I got a net 2, which is eliminate 1, which is all he had there. If he had a strength point, he would have held the hex. And then they rolled a 1, which actually did absolutely nothing to me. So ports goes down 3 more because I've interdicted Savannah. Then I spent 2. Oh, I had to roll for foot. Almost lost him. And then I think I moved a couple of transports back from what is it? Down by New Bern, back up to Philadelphia. And then he moved. What did he do? Trying to figure out what I did. Oh, yeah. Having seen that, I made sure I had something in Charleston as well as in Fort Sumter. I had to waste the last combat command, and nobody had any more commands left. So that was the end. We moved up the total another 2. Then I gave them their 2 points for isolation of Washington. Then I gave them their points for command point totals because I thought maybe you're supposed to add that right away. And I think I actually go back and reset that later and leave the counts until you're actually doing the victory check. I think it doesn't matter one way or the other. You can just choose a way and just do it, but that's why you see the victory point totals moving around there. So, and there you have it. That's turn 5. Washington is isolated. I didn't have the commands to get back there. Probably should have, but if I'd have moved Lyon into Washington while it was demoralized, he would have been demoralized immediately and wouldn't have been able to attack Lee. So I couldn't have stopped the isolation anyway, unless I wanted to go through a gap hexside and lose anyway to Lee's army. So no matter how you look at it, I was going to lose those 2 points. that's going to probably become very huge in the future. But anyway, like I said, that's turn 5. I'm Dren608. If you like my videos, please subscribe. And please leave me comments if you see something glaringly wrong I just did. Or if you just want to tell me what you like and what you don't like about what I'm doing here. And until next time, everybody stay safe. Bye-bye.